Chadwick.
James Beattie makes his debut, but while he cost £6 million, the Plymouth team cost only £50,000. The nearest Plymouth have ever been to FA Cup glory was a semi-final in 1984 when they lost to Watford. But Bobby Williamson, their manager, won the Scottish Cup with Kilmarnock, and he's got 3 Frenchmen in his team who made a firm impression down here. Goalkeeper Romain Lariot, defender Matthias Doumbé, and David Friot, should say David Friot really, in midfield, who was top scorer last season.
15, skipper Paul Wharton.
Now, as for Everton, 2 years ago they slipped on an FA Cup banana skin in this round at Shrewsbury, but today 1 or 2 changes. Tony Hibbert is ruled out by a virus, so Alessandro Pistone, who has a loser's medal from a Wembley appearance with Newcastle, plays at right back. Gravison and Cahill are both rested. They're on the bench with David Weir. Duncan Ferguson is still suspended, and I understand Kevin Campbell, another previous FA Cup finalist, may shortly be leaving Everton. He's not involved. And the 2 captains, Paul Wharton, something of a hero down here, as indeed is the striker Mickey Evans. They're 2 of the best-known Plymouth names. And on the bench, Marino Keith, another striker who can get a goal or 2. And as I said, David Moyes keeping his options open, Gravison and Cahill and Weir all capable of coming on if need be. Mark Lawrenson's with me. What do you make of the atmosphere here and the playing conditions?
Well, the atmosphere is excellent, John, and the playing conditions are almost perfect. That wind, the gales that we've had in the country over the last 24 hours, it's virtually becalmed here in Plymouth, and the actual surface is excellent. It's a no excuses football pitch, this.
Could be the biggest day, I would think, in football history in Devon if Plymouth can do something alongside what's already been achieved by their neighbours Exeter. Matt Messias is tonight's referee, incidentally. He's got 2 assistants, Roger East and Andy Williams, and we'll be keeping an eye on any controversial incidents as well after all the talk of this last week. Anyway, Everton in all blue are playing from right to left, and it's Naismith at left back who gets that first ball forward, and immediately James Beattie at the heart of the action. He's playing up down the middle. There's the first free kick. Naismith. Don't know whether Beattie will play on his own with Marcus Bent coming from somewhere else, Mark, but be interesting to see if they change the system.
Well, at the moment Bent looks like he's going to play down the right hand side.
Mickey Evans up for that, and over on the far side is Capaldi, the Northern Ireland international. He won that back, and there's a chance for David Friot. Good cross by Capaldi. And now for Everton it's Kevin Kilban. Inside to James McFadden. And the first corner is averted. This is Carsley, who's got extra responsibility in midfield, bearing in mind Gravison's not starting. Looks to me as though McFadden started on the wing out here, Mark, and Kilban's going to play inside.
Yeah, definitely. They're going to play 5 in midfield, and Bent will play on the right-hand side and look really to get forward and help Beattie out.
This is Stubbs. And now Bent. And it was forward by Gilbert for Plymouth, and Evans is going to chase this. Plymouth is 17th in the Championship at the moment, having made a good start to the season. And there he is, Mickey Evans, 10 years with Plymouth in 2 spells. Had a bit of a roundabout route in between. He played for Southampton and West Brom and Bristol Rovers. Very popular down here. And that was on by Beattie, and Graham Coughlin, who's just come back from a 3-match ban, centre half, let that one go through to Lariot. Up goes Yobo, and that was Carsley. Forward by Wharton, gets it back from Evans, finds Capaldi. Friot again makes a run into the centre. If they can get the ball in now, and it was actually Bjarne Johnson who got his head to that Icelandic player who actually played for Stoke against Everton in the Cup a few years ago, and his father was the Stoke manager. He was with Coventry last season, Johnson.
And noticeable as well that 2 chances to get the ball in from the left-hand side, John. It's coming very, very early from Plymouth.
Yeah, well, Capaldi, who we've seen play as a raiding left-back for Northern Ireland, is playing left-side midfield in front of Gilbert. So they've got 2 players over there who can get the ball in from that side. Pistone is going to take a throw in for Everton. This is Leon Osman, scored the winning goal against Portsmouth on Tuesday, very late in the day. And Yobo under pressure from Evans, the Nigerian, does enough. And it's away by Richard Wright.
Well, Evans might beat Yobo for strength, but certainly not for pace.
The Ipswich players were saying on Monday down here that Evans is an awkward customer because he tends to lean into the opponent when he jumps, Mark.
There's a lot to lean in with, John, as well.
Plymouth, the only league club I can remember who was first choice colours for nearly the whole time that I've been following football were green shirts. In the old days, the opposing goalkeeper used to have to change his jersey when they played Plymouth because in those days goalkeepers always wore green. Now here's McFadden. Beattie. Oh, and Osman's in there on the near post. Leon Osman. Oh, it's hooked away by David Frio. Only as far as Pistone. This is Bent. Free kick. Referee well placed there, Matt Messias, who was in charge, funnily enough, in the 3rd round last year when Everton beat Norwich.
I think you can see Everton's game plan, which is, as we said before, Beattie up front, but certainly Bent trying to get in and help him. Osman licensed to get forward, Kilban, McFadden, everybody really with that ability to play free and get forward.
Yeah, in a way, the 2 systems mirror each other, Mark, don't they? Because Evans is up on his own for Plymouth.
Sure.
Throw into Argyle. Hodges is up there this time as well. This is Connolly, the right back, who is a dedicated was a dedicated Everton fan. He had a season ticket at Goodison Park only 5 or 6 years ago. Now here he is playing against them in the FA Cup, watched by a lot of his family from Merseyside. Header there was by Doom. Then it was on by Hodges. That's Bent. Here's Kevin Kilban. The system that Plymouth play does depend an awful lot on using Capaldi on that far left-hand side. And here's Evans. Oh, went down under challenge from Yobo. Matt Messias waved it away.
Well, he's a good player. He's an old pro, Evans. He'll try every available opportunity to do things like that. He really is a handful to play against.
This is Naismith to Carsley. Real hectic start, as you might have expected. Plymouth want to start with a real rush at Everton, especially down the left. This is Gilbert. Capaldi goes off again on a charge, and it's Pistone. Carsley. Everton get a free kick. Beattie's facing the play here, being marked by Coughlin. It goes in behind that. Oof, and I just thought for a minute there might have been a touch there, but he let it go through. It was Connolly. Here he is again. Good play by Good Johnson, who's now gone back inside, but couldn't quite get that under control. David Moyes won't want to be reminded of what happened at Shrewsbury 2 years ago. He's guided Everton to a very flattering, well, not flattering, they deserved it, but a respectable position in the top 4, having already accumulated more Premiership points than in the whole of last season. Here's Bent. And he's been one of the reasons why, Marcus Bent. He's worked really well as the main striker for most of the season. Evans is again the man furthest forward. It is Stubbs, the Everton captain. Good header by Doumbé. And Hodges missed out there. This is Benton McFadden. He's got players coming up with him here as well, James McFadden. This is Kilban. Naismith to Carsley. Because they haven't got Cahill in the starting lineup to make those deep runs from midfield, Mark.
Well, I think they're asking Leon Osman to try and do that today.
Sure. This is Yobo. Kilban. Bobby Williamson, the manager of Plymouth, doesn't usually put a goalkeeper on the bench, but he has tonight because he's got a slight worry about a lingering injury to the man in goal, Romain Larrieux. He's tried to keep it a bit quiet, but McCormack is on the bench. And here comes Osman for Everton. No foul. Freo. This is Watton. Oh, that came back off Bjarne Gudjohnsen to Mickey Evans, and here's Gudjohnsen again. And they've got Capaldi coming in from the far side now.
It's a good header by Alan Stubbs. Excellent defensive header, sort of going backwards and made sure he got plenty on it, but again from this side now Gudjohnsen delivers the ball in early.
Well, Capaldi is also capable of delivering a long throw. Evans and Freo are there. Evans in the middle of that pack. It's away by Stubbs. Well, they won't hesitate in pumping it back forward, Plymouth. Clubs have met before in the FA Cup 3 times, and Everton have come out on top every time, once after a replay. So Beattie able to make his debut in this competition, and then no doubt his Premier League debut a week later. Played here in a pre-season friendly, James Beattie, for Southampton, and scored from a free kick, but on the day Plymouth won 3-1. Here they are in possession with Gudjohnsen. Oh, that was Freo. This team of Plymouth was really created by Paul Sturrock, Mark. He got the first championship, and then just before the second one he left to go to Southampton, and Bobby Williamson took over and they won the championship in his first match.
Well, what a great start for him as well, and it's a slow improvement, obviously in a different division now, but the improvement's coming. And the thing about it, as you know here, John, that, you know, they've got the catchment area, they've got the potential. Decent year in the championship, who's to say what they can achieve next season?
The young man in the second row who you saw there was Michael Foot, in his 90s, one of Plymouth's most ardent fans down the years. In fact, he's on the programme with a shirt number of 90. I think he's going to get on tonight, but famous figure down here. Former leader of the Labour Party. Now the ball goes chipped in there to Marcus Bent. Osman. Everton have got a queue of players waiting on the edge of the penalty area here as Bent tries to find Pistone. The penalty area behind Larrieux is littered with balloons. Kilban. Oh, it's Freo. Chance of a break by Plymouth. He's got Connolly to his right. This is Johnson. Outside him is Capaldi. Gilbert supporting. Hodges is on that side as well. That's Gilbert's cross. Evans trying to get amongst it again. Beattie looking for Bent. And Beattie's won it. Oh, but he couldn't run on. He fell over in the process. Won it from Doumbé. That's
one of his great attributes as well, John, apart from being strong in the air and good goal scorer. He will chase lost causes for any team.
This is Paul Watton. Gilbert. Watton, who can play where he is now in midfield or at the back. This is Hodges. Nice turn by him. A bit too deep for Evans. Lee Hodges was a Tottenham junior and also had spells with Barnet and Reading.
Bobby Williamson will be pleased with Plymouth's start. They're very aggressive, they're trying to set the tempo. The goalkeeper hasn't really had to make a save. The delivery of the crosses in from wide areas as well has been good from Portsmouth, from Plymouth. So far so good. There he is, he's even sat down now, he looks comfortable.
Yes, he does, and he and David Moyes played against each other in their younger days up in Scotland, and his assistant, Jockey Scott, was manager of Dunfermline when David Moyes was a player there. So there's quite a lot of connections down on the touchline tonight.
Would you know what position Bobby Williamson would have played?
I'm not quite sure about that.
Would be a fleet-footed striker, would it, by any chance?
Tell you what, he had a very good record north of the border as a manager, Mark. He got Kilmarnock into Europe and quite high in the Scottish Premier League and won the Cup up there. Now this is Kilban, and he's got Naismith outside him. There's been some talk of Naismith leaving Everton and going back to Scotland in this transfer window. Anyway, he's there tonight. This is McFadden. Leon Osman, he's going to get it back, Osman here. It's a chance for Everton. It's Leon Osman. And he scores with some aplomb. James Beattie plays a part in the move on his debut. 16th minute, and Everton have taken the lead at home park. Played in here to Osman. Little 1-2 with Beattie, and Osman gets the better of Watton, and what a good finish. He chipped that in almost casually, Leon Osman. He had a good spell on loan to Derby last season, brought him on enormously as a player, and now back at Everton, he opens the scoring in this cup tie, having got the winner only the other night against Pompey. Good goal, Mark.
It's a brilliant goal, John. A good ball in from Naismith as well into Osman, quick feet into Beattie, went for the second of the 1-2, and just had great finish in aplomb and waiting for the goalkeeper to commit it himself. We talked before about Cahill not playing tonight. Everton, and Osman taking that role, and he's taken it magnificently.
Well, that's a good moment for him, his 5th of the season, and it's put Everton in charge here in this cup tie in Devon. Evans. Good turn, he's got Watton wanting it inside. Hodges is coming in here. Now, can Plymouth strike back? This is Coughlin. McFadden.
And such an important touch as well for James Beattie, isn't it, with that price tag over his head and wanting to impress in his very first game. But great ball that just played Osman through and bought him a couple of seconds in which he had to decide what to do.
Yes, it was a good start for Beattie. This is McFadden. Connolly to Frio. David Moyes out there on the touchline having a word with McFadden there as he runs past. Just nudged on there by Beattie again, and this is Marcus Bent chasing Peter Gilbert. Alessandro Pistoni has the ball. It's aimed towards Kevin Kilban, who gets a flick on. Oh, and McFadden made the turn. Is this two? It is! Everton have gone 2-0 up. James McFadden, who scored his first goal for the club at Tottenham, a bit of a consolation last week, has made it 2-0, and this is going Everton's way, Mark.
Yeah, most definitely so. This is just all about persistence, John. A great change of feet as well by McFadden on the way, but poor defensive work by Plymouth, and in the end McFadden just stuck it to the goalkeeper's legs.
Well, Everton here are off to a real flyer. There were two defenders. Doumbé was there, Frio was there. Doumbé tried to get back at him at the last minute, but he steered up, as you said quite rightly, under the keeper.
We evaded all the three Frenchmen, didn't we? Doumbé, Frio, and then the goalkeeper.
Good spot. So, Plymouth Argyle 0, Everton 2. Minutes gone at Home Park. This is Carsley. Well, this has given Plymouth an enormous task. Let's say their defensive work really on, taking nothing away from Everton, Mark. It was a bit sloppy, wasn't it?
Well, it's very sloppy for the second goal. The other thing as well, John, Everton can just afford to keep the ball now and look to bring Plymouth onto them and pick them off.
Well, talking to David Moyes today, he did want to take the FA Cup seriously, but he also knew that certain players were desperately in need of a rest after that, I was going to say, ridiculous Christmas holiday calendar. Some managers think it was. Certainly crowded, and Cahill was out on his feet after the game against Portsmouth. And this is Good Johnson. Can Plymouth get something back here? Oh, it tipped over the bar by Richard Wright. Hodges came so close, and this would have put things back in perspective. It's not a bit of an awkward way in which he had to make the shot, but it brought a tip-over save. Now it's a corner to Plymouth. Coughlin is forward. And up goes Frio, and Wright comes with a good punch, but McFadden doesn't clear it properly. And back it goes again from Good Johnson. Corner now on this side. Doumbé is forward as well as Coughlin. It's a long kick, too long for Coughlin.
Well, you feel in the context of this game, it's important for Plymouth. They don't concede another within the next 5 to 10 minutes, and if they possibly can, try and get a goal back before half-time, otherwise Everton could just run away with this match.
Everton supporters always some of the heartiest when they travel. I hear them now. You know all about that journey, Mark, from Merseyside to Plymouth.
Thanks for reminding me.
This is Osman tangling there, and now it's Good Johnson. Bit of climbing there by Osman, so it's a free kick Plymouth. It's Evans who's been penalised.
He just let Yobo get in front of him and then tried to wrestle him away.
There's 2 goals in the space of 3 minutes, and if you've joined us late, it was Osman who put Everton ahead and McFadden who made it 2-0 just a couple of minutes later. Conscious there may be people coming in having watched other games today, but if you haven't heard the biggest news of all, it's that Exeter City held Manchester United to a 0-0 draw at Old Trafford to force a replay down here in Devon. This is Carsley. Bent. Freo makes the challenge. So does Doumbé. This is good Johnson. Kilban getting back. And there's an injury on the far side anyway. The game will have to be stopped. Bjarne Good Johnson is down.
Yeah, I think Pistone's down as well, is he, for Everton?
Yeah, they're both down. This is where Good Johnson, trying to show good awareness, he got charged over really by Kilban, but it's Pistone on the far side who I think needs the attention.
And a chance really for both teams just to catch their breath.
Well, let's just see again how Everton took command of this game. This is Leon Osman from a lovely touch by James Beattie, the debutant, lofting the ball over Lario for a very good finish for the first goal. And then James McFadden somehow got his way out of a tangle between two defenders and forced the second one through the goalkeeper's legs.
First goal was great, second goal was scruffy, wasn't it?
Yeah, very untidy. They all count. It's Watton with the long free kick. It's come out to Lee Hodges. Back it goes towards David Freo.
Well, just as Osman and Cahill are good for Everton in that position, Freo for Plymouth, John, and I think he scored bundles of goals coming from that midfield position, but obviously not on that occasion.
Forward by Pistone, following a move in front of him from Bent, and Everton get the throw on that far side. The only part of this ground that's not been redeveloped is the stand that we're actually sitting in, and they are allowed to stand, some spectators here, because Plymouth, of course, have just come out of the lower divisions. That stand there has been there many, many years. But we're seated quite comfortably at the front of it, and Everton very comfortable at the moment, I would say. Pistone's okay now. He's going to take the throw. Well, Matt Messias has pointed to the corner here, which will bring Alan Stubbs forward. He scored his first goal for something like half a lifetime. Well, it wasn't quite that long, but several, couple of seasons or more, when he got the first one against Portsmouth. He's up there. Not a particularly good clearance, the first one. Freo heads out again. Here's Kilban. Pistone. And again, the Italian. Osman, Kilban, took a deflection.
You do feel with Everton that they're very much in control with those situations around Plymouth's 18-yard box, and every time the ball comes in, Plymouth have all sorts of problems in trying to clear.
It's come off Joseph Yobo to Gary Naismith. And now McFadden being chased by Connolly. Oh, looks McFadden offside there. Well, he played on, shot against the goalkeeper's legs, and Matt Messias went half towards him. He's not going to book him, but he just thought that he should have heard the whistle.
Well, he's the only one who didn't.
Now, can Evans reach this? Away by Naismith. Freo. Getting a little bit mixed up with Watton, his own colleague there, and Osman sorted that out very neatly. It's pushed back by Bent to Pistone. Beattie is the target now. Watton. And here comes Connolly, trying to get inside Naismith. Corner given.
There weren't too many options for the man on the ball. Watton was there when he He had it and had a little look. Apart from Connolly's run, everybody else seemed to be marked up.
Well, Doumbé has come forward, and so too has Coughlin here, as Capaldi takes the kick, and Coughlin gets up high. And it's McFadden for Everton, but no, here's Bjarne Gudjohnsen. And they've stayed forward on the far side, but headed back in again by Watton. Everton have got plenty of blue shirts back there. And in the end, Osman beats Gilbert and starts an Everton attack. Carsley benches well forward here, offside, Marcus Bent.
Well, let's look how quickly Everton got forward as well. And Beattie was down the right-hand side, Kilban was down the left-hand side. There was lots of options for the man on the ball, Carsley. It was a very close call as well.
This is Doumbé, and Yobo comes across. Cleared by Stubbs. Clever move by McFadden. He's got, oh, not such a clever pass.
You really can see that half-a-yard difference, though, can't you, all around the pitch at the moment. Speed of thought and certainly speed of movement.
It's always going to be a testing day for the Championship clubs, because so many of them played Premiership teams, Mark, didn't they? I think West Ham and Sunderland, both successful.
Sure.
But the teams they beat were two of those who came up last year, if that tells you anything. Beattie, play on. This is Doumbé. Watton. Freo. Well, it's won again by McFadden for Everton. He's having a good first half. The Scottish international, he's going all the way. James McFadden, can he finish it? No. Now Kilban. Everton are turning on one or two tricks now. And Kilban's having a run forward. The referee didn't like the way he put his foot out at the end of that run, was it, Mark?
No, I think he just caught Doumbé when Doumbé was making the clearance, and he's going to get a yellow card. A lunge with the right foot, and stood. Oh, he hasn't got yellow, sorry. Pardon me, it's just the lunge with the studs, I think.
I think Matt Messias is doing his best to just make the point. It was a lunge, without having to produce cards. That's Evans. In fact, the referee's observer here tonight is the former top-class Cup Final and FIFA referee Paul Durkin, who's badly missed in the middle these days, I think.
He's still young enough to referee, John, isn't he?
Looks the part, yep. This is Leon Osman, who also looks the part. Bent. He's got away from Yobo. He's got Bjarne Gudjohnsen to his right.
Well, that was all about persistence and strength again. I suppose Yobo's come up against players of that ilk too many times. Look at him, he's pulling his Yobo and everything.
It's all arms and legs there for Mickey Evans. Now then, here's a free kick for Everton, who really are dictating proceedings here at Home Park. In this 32nd minute, 2 goals up. Could have been more if McFadden had managed to finish that twisting run a minute or two ago. Now Carsley's put the ball down. And he's standing with Kilban. Played short to Osman. It back from Pistoni, and now it's Bent. McFadden well, he's certainly giving Plymouth plenty to think about, James McFadden. He it was who was the target for that pass and who also got fouled. So Alan Stubbs is up there with Beattie. Sort of situation that Beattie would perhaps thrive on this if the ball's delivered properly from Carsley. Down here on the touchline, Joseph Yobbo, I think, may have... Oh, here's McFadden. Joseph Yobbo's off the pitch, Mark.
Yeah, it looks like he might just be taking a ring off, John, I think.
Well, we had an incident at Tottenham with Everton last week when Gravison had to go off and have a dislocated finger put back in. I'm not quite sure whether Yobbo's problem was the same. Here's Good Johnson. What a chance for Plymouth. And he's done it. Bjarne Good Johnson. He's got them back in the game. And how well taken was that?
Well, it's an excellently taken goal, John, but I'm just wondering, with Yobbo just leaving the pitch just before, I don't think his concentration was right. Evans flicked it on, and then in the end, Good Johnson's made a superb finish, but he's still coming across now, Yobbo, to sort his finger out.
Extraordinary. Yes, there's a problem with Yobbo, and he's still off the pitch as you're watching this replay. Good Johnson's first goal for Plymouth Argyle brings a mood of celebration to Home Park, but Everton will have to find out why the centre-half wasn't on the pitch or just come back on the pitch when it was scored, and he's now off again.
I think he's having the ring finger taped up.
This is a real chance now for Plymouth to re-establish themselves in this cup tie. Everton is still down to 10. Carsley went into the back four there for a moment, Mark, because I think they suddenly realised that... oh, he's back on Yobbo now.
Well, I'm sure that Yobbo hadn't turned on in terms of when the ball was played up to Evans.
This is Watton for Plymouth. They've suddenly put a different complexion on this third-round tie. Capaldi back again to Watton, over to Gilbert. There's obviously got some strapping gone on there, hasn't there?
Yeah, obviously not a ring, so whether he's not quite sure what that would be. Strap one next to another, whether it's can't be broken, I wouldn't have thought.
Well, perhaps David Moyes will sort that out at half-time.
I think I know what he'll say to him at half-time.
Yeah, absolutely. This is Freer back to Connolly. Oh, late challenge there. This is a late one by Beattie. James Beattie on the Everton supporter Paul Connolly. And Beattie will mark his debut here with a card. He was late.
Well, foul by an Everton player on an Everton fan, and I'm not sure whether he caught him that much, and Connolly did make a little bit of a meal of it.
Didn't look as bad on the replay as it did at the time, funnily enough. Coughlin's gone up on the far side for Plymouth here, looking for an equaliser now, the Championship side. Forward by Watton. That's a free kick against Doumbé.
I actually thought that was a really good challenge by Doumbé, attacking the ball.
Well, plenty of cut and thrust in the first half here. This is Bjarne Good Johnson without Yobbo in the right place, and with Stubbs caught wrong side. Nice tidy finish, Mark.
That was an excellent finish.
Header on by Bent. Beattie trying to get there. And away by Gilbert. Here's Evans, knocking it back to Good Johnson. Oh, there's a lot of animation down on the touchline. Bobby Williamson with some flamboyant gestures there. A bit like Neil Warnock at lunchtime. This is Kilban. And it's come forward to McFadden, who tries to pick out Osman, who's got Bent outside him. Beattie's in the middle. Beattie!
Well, that's a great chance for Everton. Plymouth really architects of their own downfall. They're trying to play offside when the ball comes through onto the right-hand side. It's a decent ball in as well, and I think maybe the lunge by Doumbé just in front of Beattie put him off.
I don't want to open this debate about offside here, but at one point in that move, Beattie was offside. So he's passive, but then what happens when he becomes active? He's not flagged.
Thank goodness he missed.
We'll have to get this sorted out, or FIFA will, very shortly, I think. Anyway, it's not a goal, at any rate. So it's a free kick to Everton. Forward by Stokes. Osman. Capaldi and Gilbert combining again on the left for Plymouth, up to Evans. Freo, good Johnson. Freo again. Turned on by Watton. Oh. Plymouth just managing to play a bit of football now, Mark.
Little spring in the step after the goal.
Beattie with Doumbé. Well, Kilban knocked Connolly off the pitch and then got the ball in the side of the face. In the way was Carsley. Evans and Naismith.
He is such a handful, isn't he?
Yeah, he is 32 now, Mickey Evans. He's certainly done his time as a striker, and he never lets defenders settle. Plymouth supporters really rising to the occasion here. Good Johnson heads on. Naismith. Wasn't a very good pass to Carsley, and Capaldi intercepted, and Naismith played to Carsley. Well, I think might be termed a... Go on, Mark.
Well, no, I think the referee's done very, very well, because it was obvious that Carsley took a knock, and the referee just stopped play. It looked for 1 minute might be serious. I don't think it's going to be, but well done by the referee, really.
It was Capaldi that came across to try and win the ball. A poor pass by Naismith. It was a bit short for Carsley, really.
Not had a good minute, Naismith, has he? Just hit Kilbane on the side of the head.
Comes the last 5 minutes of the first half at home Park, Plymouth. And Everton leading by 2-1. Was a good piece of refereeing, I agree with you there. And Matt Messias will now restart the game by dropping the ball. Carsley's got to come off in order to go back on. Another one of those strange rules that we seem to have inherited.
Stupid, never mind strange.
And he's just told them to give it back, which they have.
Well, it could have been worse for Plymouth, John. Could have been 2-0 down as well, and Everton seemingly in control of the game, and that reply by Bjarni Gudjonsson has got them right back in the game. I would imagine probably changed the half-time team talk as well of Bobby Williamson for Plymouth.
I think Joseph Yobo's finger changed it actually, Mark, didn't it?
Well, yeah, he did have a hand in it.
Anyway, oh, go on, creep away. And it's played down there towards Beattie on the far side, next to Coughlin, who just gets in. Yes, good tackle. Dublin-born centre-half, who had a brief spell with Blackburn Rovers. 1 minute of overtime when we do get to 45, by the way. This is David Freo. Doumbé. Coughlin. And as the half wears on, Plymouth growing confidence. Obviously dented by the 2 goals they conceded, but having got one back, they now look far more in control of things. Doumbé. Yobo's header. Hodges was the man pushing on in the centre there. McFadden's touch. Kilban knocked off the ball. This is Hodges. Kilban wins it back, but only at the expense of a free kick. Now, could Plymouth produce something here in the last minute of the first half?
Yeah, not a good time or position to concede a free kick.
Free kick specialist is Paul Watton, whose delivery is normally excellent. He's got Coughlin going up on the far side there. But from this angle, Capaldi with his left foot might fancy taking over. And he did. And Coughlin was in the thick of that. The header out has come to Watton. And in the end, he did have a shot.
I don't think there's any doubt that Everton deserved to be in front, because apart really from the goal that Plymouth scored and one tip over from Richard Wright, they haven't really been troubled defensively that much, Everton. And when they get forward, they have caused Plymouth problems. But at 2-1, away from home, and obviously a very vociferous crowd, Plymouth will settle for that, John, after this start, or the poor start that they made.
Yes, they would, and it's made it quite an enthralling cup tie now. Here's Coughlin with his target being Evans. And now on this occasion it's Capaldi who finds Evans. And on the far side we've got Gilbert. But Johnson's made a run in the centre. Yobo with the header. Back it goes in again towards Mickey Evans. He's let that one go. David Frio.
He was clever there, Evans, wasn't it? He knew he couldn't really get on the end of it. And he just made sure as well that Alan Stubbs couldn't partake in the clearance.
The fourth official has indicated a minimum of 1 minute will be added to the first half.
And I don't need to add to that announcement either. Connolly and Frio both attacking the same ball there for Plymouth. Naismith with the throw for Everton. Back by Doumbé. The flag's up on this side. It's McFadden. Oh, and a bit of a push with the arm there, as the two players separated by McFadden on Frio. In fact, the referee's given a throw in here. Well, fast and furious, typical FA Cup tie, the Premiership side going 2 up. Osman and McFadden in the space of 3 minutes. And then Bjarne Gudjohnsen on 34 minutes, pulling Plymouth back into it. It's kept it very much on edge. And Everton will be pleased with their start, know that they're still very much in a cup tie here against the side from the Championship. Half-time at Home Park, Plymouth Argyle 1, Everton 2. Thanks, Gary. Everton, the second team out, and rather more leisurely in their reappearance than Plymouth Argyle. But Everton have had 12 FA Cup final appearances, all at Wembley. Won 5, and I well remember the Plymouth semi-final of '84. They were a bit unlucky actually at the end to lose at Villa Park 1-0 to Watford, and curiously it was Everton who went on to win the cup that year, having played in the other semi-final. Here we are now in a new season, a new era really, with the final probably for the last time at Cardiff. But I must say, when I said about Gravesen dislocating his finger at Tottenham, the same thing happened to Yobo tonight. When he came to the touchline, he actually had dislocated one of his fingers, and he had to have 2 of them strapped together. That was the reason why he was off the pitch, and then hadn't really regained his positional sense when Plymouth scored their goal. So 2 dislocations for Everton in the space of about, what, 7 days. Fortunately, the physio's pretty good at putting it back. Go on, Mark, go on.
He's getting plenty of practice, isn't he?
Right, OK, Plymouth playing from right to left now in the second half. And this is Watton. Stood in with a fighting chance here, the Championship team, on a day when the likes of Sheffield United, and indeed from the Division 1 Oldham Athletic, really distinguished themselves against Premiership opposition. This is Hodges. Evans trying to bustle his way through, and it's away by Naismith. Coughlin. Well, Plymouth will want a really fast start to this second half. But it's Everton who are attacking with Bent. McFadden. This is Pistoni. David Moyes out there again on the touchline. Doesn't want to see this lead slip. Kilban, Pistoni, Carsley. This is Stubbs. Osman. And Everton retaining possession here in the opening minutes of the second half. Plymouth can't get the ball. Bent's offside though, they will now.
It was actually excellent play, John, and under a little bit of pressure as well. And it's a good ball from Cars. It must have been a tight shot, that.
Of course, traditionally Everton as a club were always credited with playing very good football. It used to be called the School of Science, Goodison Park, probably before all your achievements at Anfield. Rather put them in the shadows, Mark. Of course, there was the period as well in the 80s when Everton were at Wembley nearly every year, and 2 championships under Howard Kendall, the European Cup Winners' Cup. Terrific tradition. And Plymouth have got it all on here to match them. It's Coughlin looking for Evans. There's Osman. Oh, and Evans is resisting all challenges there. He's found Hodges. On the chest of Beattie. And they've got 3 running ahead here, Everton, but he's overhit the pass. This is good Johnson. Connolly getting forward. Freo. Richard Wright's got a chance to re-establish himself now in the Everton goal owing to the injury to Nigel Martin. And back on the bench there, Bobby Williamson not exuding too much in the way of... oh, he is now. He's got one of the striker incidentally down there, Marino Keith, who he could bring on if need be. This is Hodges to Capaldi. And Capaldi on a chase here. It's Yobo in front of him. Bent, Beattie, not quite there.
No, as the lads are saying in the studio, just half a yard short. It was actually a good clearance and interception by Connolly, the right back.
Still battling away, and that clearance by Osman finds Marcus Bent. Quite like the look of Osman, Mark. Do you think midfield?
Yeah, well, you know, Gordon Strachan was saying at half-time, that first touch doesn't half make a difference.
Bobby Williamson's remonstrating with the fourth official at the moment down there.
He's saying that every decision has gone in the favour of Everton. Not quite in those words, though, John.
Well, it's certainly Everton who've got the greatest share of possession early in the second half. David Moyes has just passed a few instructions out to Carsley as Pistone prepares to take the throw. Bent and Beattie placing themselves inside the 18-yard area. And that was Bent's half-header on. It's half out, too, by Hodges to Carsley. Yobo. Gary Naismith. Kilban. Good Johnson, who's gone back to challenge Naismith. Doesn't stop the cross coming in, though. That's on by Bent, and then a touch by Beattie. Here's Bent again. Kilban. That fell short. Connolly got in well. This is Good Johnson for Plymouth. Diagonal ball towards Evans. It's end to end at the moment. McFadden making a bit of progress for Everton. And then runs into two opponents. And here's Good Johnson in some space for Plymouth, and Capaldi goes left to right down the centre. He's the only one up with him at the moment. Here's Capaldi wanting support. Peter Gilbert's come up outside him. Good Johnson still in the area. Yobo clears. Beattie runs back to make a challenge. And now Bent. Coughlin at his back. Is Osman again to Pistone. Bent. He's given the corner.
Yeah, that's right as well. The last touch came off the defender. Good run as well by Bent.
So Alan Stubbs and Joseph Yobo can both come forward here for Everton. McFadden will take it. Oh, good header clear, but it's only going to come back again to McFadden. Still a crowd of players, and offside. Offside flag was up against Marcus Bent.
It was a clever ball in, the second one certainly. Here has received it, just dithers and decides what to do, and just the 4 yards offside, that's all. I think we can safely say he was active.
Absolutely. Nothing passive about that. Now here at Plymouth, Capaldi. Tackled by Carsley. Watton picks it up here for Plymouth. David Freo. Bit of a chance for Plymouth Argyle, and Freo, no mean effort.
Well, initially did really well, John, because he went to hit it, and I think he just sucked Naismith into a sort of half challenge. This is the moment. He goes to hit it, turns his back, Naismith gets half a yard. Well, he struck it well, but obviously wide.
You're certainly right about Naismith turning his back.
They hurt them balls, you know.
Watton to Freo. Plymouth still moving it about quite well when they get possession. This is Gilbert. He's looking for Capaldi. That's Capaldi with the long throw, and Evans is in there. Watton's in there too. It's going to come out on the far side, but only as far as Kilban for Everton. Here's Beattie, free kick. Doumbé in his back.
Everton were just a little bit lucky when the ball came in the box there, because Richard Wright committed himself and didn't get anywhere near it. I don't know whether Stubbs got the clearance, and fortunately for Everton went to one of their players.
Here's Pistone. Bit careless, but they presented it back to him very kindly. Kilban. Doumbé to Hodges. Now Frio. Can he release Johnson? Well, Richard Wright dealt with that very competently, didn't he? Up goes Beattie.
It's a better touch, isn't it?
Yeah. Pistone. Italian again. Carsley. That's not the pass that Everton were looking for. This might be one that Plymouth would look for. It's Frio. Outside him is Connolly. Good Johnson pushing on down the middle with Capaldi. And then checking to pick it up here, Good Johnson. Evans is waiting in the centre. Not a good clearance by Yobbo, but fortunately for him, it went to Stubbs. Forward by Naismith. Still quite well balanced, Mark.
Well, it is well balanced. I'm just thinking to myself then, really, the next goal in this game will be the absolutely crucial one.
Apart from that spell when they conceded 2 goals in 3 minutes, I think Plymouth have acquitted themselves pretty well here.
Well, I was just going to say, I think the 3 midfield players, the central boys, Good Johnson, Frio and Watton, have done extremely well for them.
Kevin Kilban for Everton. There are 5 up in this Everton attack. It can be continued on the far side as 3 of them wait for the cross, and that's going to be a corner. Lee Carsley would go across to take it. Beattie hands on hips just outside the 6-yard box. Kilban going in on the line. Stubbs has come forward as well. It's Kilban. Pistone did well there, and they're still queuing up in the middle. Another corner to Everton. James McFadden with his left foot to take this one. There's Stubbs darting around there. Comes first! Oh, good header out too. But not then. It's come back out to Carsley, who heads forward towards McFadden. Referee signals in Everton's favour.
And gives Mickey Evans, of all people as well, they're putting Leon Osman under pressure.
So McFadden with the throw. Bent facing up to him, 6-yard line. Oh, Beattie's in there too, and nice little dummy that really by Bent. Here comes Carsley. Knows he offside, Bent? Yes, the flag's up. Nevertheless, Lario didn't know that, had to make the save.
Well, was an extremely good save. Is he offside when the ball's played? He's not offside. He was on. The man obviously coming back was passive, but I think he was on. It was an early shout from the linesman.
Really good sense of occasion down here at home park. The fans have kept it going throughout, and they still will. This is Capaldi. Quite a big catchment area down here, of course. This is the most westerly part of the map as far as league football is concerned. Alan Stubbs looking up here and seeing Bent pulled away to this side. Capaldi done well on this left side for Plymouth. Probably see him playing for Northern Ireland against England when the World Cup qualifiers resume at the end of March. This is Watton. Gilbert. Here's Capaldi now. He and Gilbert both came on free transfers from Birmingham. In fact, a lot of this Plymouth side were picked up for next to nothing. And one of the most accomplished players, I think, is Doumbé, Mark, the number 13. Very cool in defence. Although he didn't set himself on the second goal. This is Watton. Oh, that header back in by Pistone has put Everton in difficulties. This is Hodges. Osman goes back to help for Everton. Hooks it out. Bent. Beattie.
Strange clearance by Pistone, wasn't it? Just put his colleagues under all sorts of pressure.
Yes, Everton have still got work to do in this cup tie, there's no question about that. They lead 2-1 with 62 minutes gone. Coughlin. Gilbert. Capaldi. Freo coming near post. Evans is far post.
Well, there's a little bit of a waste for Capaldi. Man of his ability, because he had lots of time in which to look up and try and pick Evans out and nominally take it away from the goalkeeper.
Kevin Kilban. And now McFadden trying to get in behind them, and the goalkeeper comes a long way here, Lariat. Showing no signs of the injury which was worrying them during the week. Here's Carsley. Kilban. Marcus Bent just waiting for a slight mishandling which didn't come.
Extremely good catch under pressure.
Actually, this goalkeeper, Larry, before he had a bad injury mark last season, was being watched by one or two of the really big Premiership clubs. It's been a good battle, as they said in the studio. Evans is pushing himself onto Yobbo whenever he can. Here's Freo. This is Hodges. And Capaldi closing in, but Everton just at the moment managing to hold things tight.
Just at the moment, Everton in midfield look a little bit lightweight. Plymouth are winning all the 50-50s.
Just wonder if he'll think about using Gravison in that instance, but we'll see. No substitute so far. Here's Freo. Is that an Italian tradition to have the socks up over the knees, Mark?
No.
Here's Beattie battling with Doumbé. There's Pistone. Certainly very distinctive the way he wears his socks, and indeed the headband. His header, and he'll turn around and collect it himself. No, he won't. Coughlin sneaks in there for Plymouth and finds Good Johnson. Connolly. Frio who went down, free kick. Plymouth still very much in the hunt here, and they will be until or unless Everton score again. Now then, here comes Coughlin to join those in the penalty area. Evans gets up. I think that came off him. Yes, goal kick.
Yeah, Mickey Evans has never really had a free header in that penalty area, has he? And we talked about his battle with Yobo and at times Alan Stubbs, but what Everton have done have really put him under pressure when the crosses have come in.
Header on by Bent. Then by Johnson. Richard Wright, rather like James Beattie probably in a different way. Richard Wright was out a long time and probably still getting used again to the demands of the full-time game. In fact, he had 3 knee operations, the goalkeeper. Here's Gilbert, he's found Capaldi. Hodges is in there first. Frio at the far side. Evans didn't quite manage to get his foot round that. The defender did. Connolly. Watton. This is Osman. There goes Beattie. Pursued by Doumbé. It's an Everton throw. Osman. Tight to the line there, but still got the cross in. Here comes Carsley.
Well, he got there as quick as he could, as his little legs were going. He couldn't quite get that extra half a yard just to hit it on the volley and cause it on the half volley.
Flags up. Offside. James Beattie a bit slow in getting back. Paul Watton's going to take the free kick for Plymouth. They're still in it. Here comes Evans. Oh, and Yobo climbing over him. It's gone to Capaldi and the referee decides it was a foul by Evans.
Yeah, I think the referee just decided in the end that Watton didn't really try and play the ball and ended up fouling Yobo. Sorry, Coughlin, wasn't it?
Absolutely. But I think Everton just know here that they're in charge, but not in charge, if you see what I mean, because the leaders look secure, and yet Plymouth have got something about them which means they'll go all the way with this and just try and unsettle the Premiership side. Once would be enough to put them right back in it. Kilban, and now Osman, and away by Gilbert.
It looks like they're going to bring Cahill on, John Everton. Probably take James Beattie off, I would have thought. Change Bent to centre forward.
That would be, I think, quite understandable. Beattie clearly short of match fitness. This is Frio to Connolly. And now it's Johnson. Firm header by Coughlin. This is Watton. Those two are really the heartbeat of this Plymouth side. Substitution now before Capaldi takes the throw, and Mark, you're absolutely right. James Beattie is going to be brought off on his debut, and Tim Cahill, who played in the final last season for Millwall, who went out today incidentally at Wolves. Cahill comes back into the action, and it's a throw into Plymouth from Capaldi. Everton have to concentrate. Evans is up there, ooh, ricochets, and still not really away. McFadden's tackle, was that a penalty? Well, the referee had a look, a long look, and he didn't give it, and there's going to be a booking, I think. Connolly said something to him, Mark. Yeah,
it was Connolly who it looked like he was tackled, or was he fouled? This is the key here, as he breaks into the penalty area. Was he pulled out? It's difficult to see.
Connolly, the Evertonian, by background, is arguing with the referee still while you're watching the replay, and Mr. Messias has gone to his notebook, and he's going to show a yellow card, I think, to Paul Connolly for dissent. Connolly clearly believing he should have had a penalty there for Plymouth. Still, here he is again in possession. Flighted ball in for Everton Freo. That's Freo! And it's Evans. What a tangle here now, and it's Freo again, and back out to Connolly. Now this is Plymouth really on top. Everton have packed onto the edge of their own penalty area. Up goes Johnson, chance for Evans perhaps. Mickey Evans.
Well, you could see what he tried to do. We were right behind him, shifted the ball from his right foot to his left foot, and never really got any great power on it, did he? You can see have a little quick look now and plays it, but it's a comfortable save for Wright.
One or two defenders were standing off him there, Mark. I think Everton have lost it for a moment. Forward by Gilbert. This is Johnson to Hodges, and on again to Freo, who's in the middle of Everton. And Connolly made another good overlap, but the pass wasn't good enough, and it's allowed Everton to survive a very rocky spell.
I just wonder with Bent now playing up front through the middle for Everton, why they might go a little bit longer and see if we can pose problems for both Coughlin and Doumbé.
Meantime, it's Johnson back to Freo for Plymouth, and this is Gilbert. Well, full marks to the Championship side here. They're dictating things at the moment. Johnson. And now Evans moves out to the right. Connolly wins the throw from McFadden. Here's Evans. Well, I think the most famous Plymouth supporter must be pretty proud of his team tonight, Mark.
I think we're delighted by the display, after being 2-0 down especially.
No need for Michael Foot to come off the bench here. Back by Watton, and forward by Coughlin, and it's an important header that for Stubbs. James McFadden trying to keep the ball in play, and does. Digging it out there was Naismith.
He's important for them now, Alan Stubbs. They're just rocking a little bit, as the captain and the lady must keep them all together.
This is Freo for Plymouth. It's a free kick. Cahill was fouled. The crowd are a bit restless because Richard Wright's taking a long time to retrieve the ball. There they are, standing in the old-fashioned, not on the terrace exactly, but in the paddock in front of the main stand.
One would suspect and assume the referee will be adding the time on, won't he?
You'd have thought so, wouldn't you?
You would hope so.
Right, it is right. Taking the free kick. There's Marcus Spence. And it's fallen nicely for Doumbé here. Stinging tackle, and Plymouth have won it, and it's Evans. He's got Good Johnson making strides inside. If they can get the cross in now, there are 3 in there. Good storming spell this by the side from the lower division. Good Johnson didn't make contact there, Evans. Did you get a second chance to think about that penalty appeal, Mark? We haven't had a chance to ask you that. Was it a case or not?
I think the referee got it absolutely right. You can always tell as well, apart from Connolly's reaction, there was no great reaction from his other teammates.
I think the referee's had a good game, don't you?
He's done very well.
Matt Massage, yeah, I do. In by Watton. This is Good Johnson. It's Gilbert. Plymouth still moving it about. Capaldi's cross. Evans hangs back again, far post. Good Johnson missed his kick. Oh, was it hands? Good Johnson. They thought it was handball there. David Freo appealing to the referee. Second penalty shout. That Bjarne Good Johnson might have scored anyway there, Mark.
Well, yeah, first of all, he had a fresh air shot, didn't he, when the ball was played. He came in from the left-hand side, headed back by Evans, lands on the edge of the area, and he goes hit it too hard. And I think that's, I'm not sure if that was Kyle actually with the head as well, lying on the floor, and in the end it's just a poor finish.
The referee wants Richard Wright to cut out the time wasting. And I'm pretty certain we're going to see some more Everton changes. Well, we are, because Chadwick and Gravison have come off the bench down in front of me. This is Watton. They're going to need their resources, Everton, to hold on here. This is Cahill. Unless they can contrive a third goal, which would surely put it beyond any doubt. Pistone. Watton brings it away for a rejuvenated Plymouth. Freo. Naismith. And it's going out of play, I think, from McFadden. So 2 more changes by Everton. Gravison and Chadwick are coming on. And Marcus Bent is coming off.
Everton substitute Thomas Wilson for Marcus Bent.
James McFadden will be the other one, I think, Mark, won't he?
Yeah. Kilban will just go and play down the left-hand side, where he's played for most of the season. These Osman probably on the right. Osman, Cahill, Gravison, Carsley, Kilban in midfield, and Chadwick up front on his own, I would have thought.
That's certainly how it's looking. Chadwick had a spell on loan at Millwall himself last season, the same club as Cahill was at, although he didn't play in the FA Cup. Chadwick. He's gone, as you say, in Bent's position, and they're playing that 4-5-1 just with different personnel. But Gravison normally is a big influence when he's on the pitch for Everton, and he's on the run now, number 16.
Well, he won't be slow to get involved.
No, he won't. Already he is involved. Waiting in the middle is Chadwick, being joined by Cahill. Everton don't go down beyond the 5 subs very far now in the first team squad. Ferguson suspended tonight. Campbell on his way. Watson injured. Now here's a long throw from Gravison. Comes out to Osman. Now it's Pistone. That hit Gilbert. Capaldi following up for Plymouth. 10 minutes of this FA Cup third round tie coming to you from Home Park in Devon remain, and Plymouth remain in with a shout. 2-1 down after suffering a double blow between the 16th and 18th minute, but have to say their powers of recovery do them credit. Cahill waiting perhaps for something to spin off here from a throw-in by Pistone. And that is Cahill. Osman, oh, it's a nice touch. David Moyes just helping to retrieve the ball there for a moment, and then they're pausing.
I'm just wondering whether Plymouth will react and make a substitution of their own and maybe try and go a little bit longer, John, and go to up front. Maybe a little bit Route 1-ish. Stick
Marino Keith on perhaps. Yeah. Here's Evans, who's been doing it on his own for the most part. Good Johnson trying to get up to support him every time. Here's Osman. Plymouth throw. Cahill. There he is again. Hooked away by Watton. This is Good Johnson. Connolly's done well on that right-hand side in the second half. Really gone forward at every opportunity. That's his cross now. That's David Freo. He's got past Stubbs, Freo. And he's got the ball in for Mickey Evans. And Osman somehow got back and took it off his toe.
Well, he waited for it, did he, Mickey Evans? He could possibly have come in and met it on the full. Would have been a great chance for Plymouth. But here, Freo does magnificently well, and Evans is waiting for the ball to bounce, can't make his mind up, in the end he loses it.
Real chance. And we keep saying it, Plymouth are not out of this cup tie. Here's Evans and Hodges. Here comes Chadwick. And Chadwick again, he's got support from Kilban. That's an offside flag. And we are going to see Marino Keith, who was a handy goal scorer in the lower divisions, another Scotsman. He's going to come on for Plymouth Argyle. He's going to replace Lee Hodges, who gets a big round of applause.
Substitute Marino Keith for Lee Hodges.
So this is what you said, Mark, 2 up.
Well, for the last few minutes as well, John, you have to try and batter the door down a little bit and bypass Everton in midfield, because with Gravison on and Carsey and Kilban and everybody in there, Cahill, they've got the first team in there.
Absolutely. Now then, is he onside? Chadwick broke. It's Everton here to make the game safe. And Chadwick has scored the goal that probably puts Everton into the 4th round of the FA Cup. He runs to their supporters, and David Moyes' team restore their 2-goal lead. And just as Plymouth brought on their extra striker, they concede at the other end.
I think they just fell asleep, Plymouth, didn't they? In fairness to Chadwick, not only does he take the goal very well, but he wins the ball as well. After Kyle just flicks it on over Freehold, he wins this little ball from the defender.
They're appealing for hands, Mark, when he first got the ball there.
I think it was a last stop play more than anything. Cool finish as well. 2 goals he conceded, Plymouth gone through the goalkeeper's legs.
Well, Bobby Williamson is shouting handball at the assistant referee on my side, and I would like to see that again at the beginning of the move, because 1 or 2 Plymouth players appealed instantly. As it is, they're 3-1 down now and conceivably out of this cup tie.
I just wonder whether that was just a completely natural reaction, John.
Maybe. Here's Capaldi. Evans has got Keith in there to help him now. Cahill. Well, it's a free kick to Everton. Well, Chadwick didn't take long to make an impression, did he?
Good substitution by the manager.
His only previous goal this season was at Bristol City in the Carling Cup, so he's a man for the occasion again here in a knockout competition. It's 3-1 was the score by which Everton won here in an FA Cup tie in the 70s, one of the 3 previous meetings. They look now set to repeat that with, what, 4 minutes to go plus stoppage time here. Here's Watton. Capaldi. Watton again, that's a decent cross. Oh, and Frio's coming in! Chance.
Well, he climbed excellently, Frio. Couldn't really get lots of power on the header in the end. It was a comfortable save for Richard Wright. Got himself in an excellent position, Richard Wright.
Well, Plymouth may have a couple of complaints about the rub of the green here. One penalty appeal not given, and then a shout for handball at the beginning of Everton's third goal by Chadwick. Can you see it here, Mark?
Yeah, well, Kyle just wins it and goes in the challenge with Frio here. And the ball gets played on by Kyle.
And meantime, it's Marino Keith at the other end. And they appeal again and get nothing, Plymouth. Evans. Capaldi. It's Evans again. Bjarni Gudjonsson. And now Watton. Chance of a shot by him. Good one. Oh. Well, they know all about that down here at Home Park. Superb striker of the ball, Paul Watton. How far away was this? Oh, not very is the answer.
Rather approximate.
Plymouth Argyle 1, Everton 3 in the third round of the FA Cup.
I think Everton have deserved the win, John, but I do believe the scoreline flatters them somewhat, because for so long, 2-1 in the second half. Plymouth have played very, very well. Some of the football has been excellent. They haven't really had an outstanding chance, though.
They look better than a team 17th in the division, I must say, Plymouth. And they've got a very good attitude as well. They've really done all they can to stay in the match. And might, as I say, have a couple of complaints about the way the 50-50s went against them. That's Doumbé. Evans still tussling away with Yobbo. Nothing given there. Fourth official just asking David Moyes to step back.
He's spent all day asking David Moyes to step back from the area.
Stoney, little ball in for Osman. Goal kick. Well, Everton had those 2 defeats consecutively in London at Charlton and Tottenham. It was a key moment in their season, perhaps. Then the very late winner against Portsmouth at Goodison, and now it would seem progress in the FA Cup. Seemed to have survived a little blip, if that was one. This is Watton. He'll be pleased about that.
Well, it was potentially a tricky week, wasn't it? That late goal against Portsmouth in midweek as well, and then this tyres also on the top of it. Come through extremely well.
The fourth official has shown 3 minutes on the board of overtime here.
The fourth official has indicated...
Evans chasing. Collision between Evans, Yobo and Wright. Well, that's all it was.
Yeah, I think you'll find that Evans probably tried to push Yobo onto Richard Wright as he came to make the save. Yeah, the hand in the back.
How right you are. There's Chadwick. Now then, Gravison. Gets it back from Kilban. Marino Keith hasn't had a chance to do very much since he came on, but he's managed to get that ball down the line to Watton. And here's Johnson. Is there something in this still for Plymouth? Well played by Carsley. And away by Kilban. Collected by Chadwick. Scorer of the third goal. Here comes Pistone. Well, I think the famous fathers of Plymouth would be pretty pleased with their performance tonight. Here's Naismith. Just a minute of the added period to go here. Carsley forward. This is Gravison. And Carsley again, and there goes Chadwick. In fact, Carsley's gone down and he's going to get a free kick here in the dying moments. Very tired challenge, really, I think, by Capaldi.
The thing about him, he did try and play the ball. He's probably caught Carsley a little bit late.
Carsley's put the ball down. He scored in the Merseyside derby. Gravison standing there as well, and Stubbs. The two lookalikes there, Carsley and Gravison. We're up to the 93-minute marker here. Lee Carsley plays it square to Alan Stubbs. Good save by Larrieux. Offside flags up. Don't know why, but anyway.
How can he be offside when it comes back off the goalkeeper?
It came out to Leon Osman, actually, and as it did so, the flag went straight up. And there's the final whistle blown by Matt Messias. And Everton go into the fourth round, into the draw on Monday. In the end, comfortable winners. First half goals, Osman and McFadden. Good Johnson replied for Plymouth before the break. They had a good spell, Argyle, early in the second half. Threatened to get back into it. Until in the 84th minute, the Everton substitute, Nick Chadwick, scored the goal that in the end settled it. Plucky performance by the Pilgrims. Final score here at Home Park. Plymouth Argyle 1, Everton 3.
Alan, what's the overriding emotion? You're through to the fourth round.
Yeah, that was the most important thing. We knew it wasn't going to be easy today. It's a hostile place to come to. You know, that's why you're here. You're expecting an upset. And all credit to the boys, they've come through it. It was a hard battle. You know, all credit to Plymouth. They put us under a lot of pressure at times. You know, and they'll probably argue a couple of decisions, but you know, there was probably a few decisions that didn't go our way. You know.
How important was the start you made? 2 goals in 18 minutes. It was quite a way to start.
Yeah, we knew the most important thing was to start the game well. We knew if we started sloppy, then to give them a bit of impetus to come on us and give them a bit of encouragement. I thought it deflated the crowd to go 2-0 up, and then we go and shoot ourselves in the foot a little bit by a sloppy goal. Gives them a bit of momentum, but you know we rode the storm through, and we've you know the third goal was the killer for it.
You're having a great season in the league, but do you fancy a trip to Cardiff?
I'd love a trip. You know, there's a long way to go. Yeah, a lot of big teams still in. You know, and our most important thing is the league. if we can stay where we are. FA Cup is special for all the reasons that go with it, you know, so a good cup run would do us good now.
I'm sure there's a bit of smart money going on you, but well done today.
Thank you.
Sunderland were the next visitors in the 4th round of the Cup, and James Beattie got off the mark.
That's a good bit of five-a-side football there from Everton. Kilban in the usual position, trying to beat the full-back. In comes McFadden! And it was a finely worked goal from Everton. And McFadden gets the goal he's been waiting for at Goodison Park. Kilban gets the good cross in early. And it was a great touch from McFadden in between two defenders and on the goalkeeper's near post. He was always going to struggle to get near to it. Men behind the ball really well, and the opposition are attacking. It's a great turn by Beattie. Is this his chance? He'll take that all right. A heavy deflection from James Beattie, but it's his first Everton goal, and in front of the Evertonians is always a happy place to get it. Strikers will take any goal, and that will not go down as an OG if Beattie's got anything to do with it. Driven shot with his right foot, heading into the arms of Thomas Müller. Collins, left foot across from him, as claims for a push. As Arca fizzes one in, great save by Richard Wright, and that is his strongest point as a goalkeeper. He is a good shot stopper, as Richard Wright. Short one is for Pistoni. Osman on the edge of the box. McFadden sits one up, and it's a great header. And there he is again with a late arrival. There he is again with a goal against Sunderland. Everton 3, Sunderland 0. And the appreciation of the Sunderland fans for their players is quite clear. Everton are looking for a fourth, though they've not finished yet. Chadwick with the shot, it's a good effort on goal. And he had very little time to pick his shots for a player who has waited for his chance so patiently.
I felt we needed to look for a young, bigger striker who I felt could lead the line, but also had a goal-scoring record. James Beattie, I think, had scored over 18 goals in the 2 previous seasons for Southampton. He had been selected in the England squad, and I felt that from our point of view that was the best available to us, and his goals would help us during the second half of the season.
The FA Cup visit of Manchester United was billed as Rooney's return, and it was a good day for his new employers.
Takes on his first player. Can he do the second? Ronaldo. So exciting with the ball at his feet. It's a fine cross as well. Teed up fantastically. Arteta. He's got a hard task, but he's picked out Marcus Bent here. And he should have scored. Well, that is by far and away the clearest cut opportunity that Everton have had. And Mikel Arteta picked it out on the eye of a needle. Out came Roy Carroll. And Marcus Bent, who was just onside. You see Osman there right on the goalkeeper's stance. It's towards Joseph Yobo. Well, he's yet to score a goal in an Everton shirt. And he really should get more from set pieces like that. Scholes is looking most likely here. And here is Paul Scholes. It's through the wall. It took a deflection. And it's Ronaldo the second time of asking.